Everybody, I have great news. Rylee McKee has been found. I have been asked to keep the details at a minimum at request of the family, but she has been found. She was found sometime around the 24th of this month, September 2023. Now, as I had mentioned in the previous video, that I do know a close relative of hers, and he is grateful to Antifa, and that's very interesting because like this family has not been very accepting of Antifa, and yet Antifa was at the forefront at the search for Rylee McKee. And this isn't to brag about Antifa, but this does tell us that it is important what is done. Now, this is one of the things that is giving Antifa such credibility in, this year, particularly this year of 2023, is how many of us are involved in looking for missing persons. Because we understand fascism to be intertwined with human trafficking. And you just have to think about it for a second. The numbers on the arms of Jewish people in the concentration camps and the death camps. You think about the way that people were hurled on trains and, in the back of trucks, to never be seen again. Trafficking and fascism go hand in hand. Now, I'm not going to give you any details about Rylee McKee and her whereabouts and, how she was found and in what manner she was found. What's important is that she was found. The relative I just mentioned, is very grateful to Antifa for all this. I spoke to him recently. And I think what we have here is a lesson learned is that vigilance pays off. This sort of echoes with what the Arizona Rebellion had stated, and I will place a link in the description below for that. But this is good news indeed. Usually we don't have, usually we don't have success like this in these situations, but this time, it seems that we really, have had, like a happy ending to this. So, I would also like to point out that those of us who are aware of, the people who make up her family, we don't, we honor their wishes and keep the information about this minimal. But she has been found, and that is good, and that counts for something.